Too simple. Making the change. So you have these desires to be a certain person, right? Like, let's say you want to be more positive and joyous in a certain situation. And so you desire to, next time you approach the situation, to have more positive, joyous experience. This is how it's done. You say, life, my desire is to be more positive and joyous in this situation. Every desire I've ever had was fulfillable. Every single one. And they all still are. Why wouldn't they be? You know? So you announce it. You declare it. That is what you want. That's what you do. You declare it. This is what I want. And you don't have to worry about when you're in the situation. You just have to declare the desire. I desire to have a more positive experience with my mother in the house. I desire to have a more joyous experience in the house. Those are my desires. So as I live, the next time I'm in that experience, since I've already declared the desire, so we're past that point, and now I'm in the experience, and there it goes. My mind is all of a sudden peaked, you know? The interest is peaked, they say. It's peaked. So now I'm not only in the same experience I was in another time, I'm thinking more about how I could have more positivity, more joy. And then after desiring these other things for more positivity and more joy, and maybe employing them, all right, you know, I'm just really upset right now because I got a whole bunch of stuff going on and no one listens and everything's bad and I do all this work. And this is an impression of someone I know. And everything around me is terrible and the world is rough. But I'm tough and everybody else just can be sacrificed. You know? That's just my impression. I like to snap into impressions like that. So anyway, that person is simply going through the motions, and they're not trying at all to have a better life. So the seed of change is the desire, and it roots and it starts to grow. And that's what I'm getting at. That's all it is. So you plant the seed of desire. It roots into your reality through an experience. You enter the kitchen with your mother. The root is there for this new experience. That is the root. And then the fruition is what grows off of that root. So up comes the sprout, you know, there's the stem, which is the beginning of the interaction. And as it comes to fruition, you get the whole entire plant organism, if you will. And your desires come through there because that's how life works. If you think about your life and you think about how many of your desires have been fulfilled from a small scale to a large scale, it's not a coincidence. And something simple like more positivity in the kitchen with your mother is the easiest thing in the world. All you have to do is walk in there and not do the negative thing. Walk in, hey ma, love ya, getting something from the fridge, and if she goes into negativity, which she might, I'm having a great day, peace, walk out. That's far more positive than the other thing. That same guy I was doing an impression of before wakes up in the morning, does what he usually does, but this time he decides to do a couple nice special things along the way that only take a couple seconds. He whistles a song while he ties his shoes. He does a kick before he gets in the car. He puts on his favorite music in the car. And he, in his heart, dedicates it to someone. And maybe he sings along. You know, he has his coffee. You know, he goes to work. And he decides that he's going to take on some extra work today to feel accomplished, you know. Or he decides he's going to put something aside to work specially on something else, or he decides he's going to take an extra break just to get some relief at work, whatever it is. Maybe he's going to tell the people around him that he'd like to have a more positive experience. There's a whole slew of things you could do to get out of that rut, and I hope he hears this. But anyway, you set the desire into motion. The experience comes into your life, whether it be physical or non-physical, which means an experience you have with your body or just an experience you have inside of you with your awareness in meditation or in deep thought, whatever you want to call it. Some people just call meditation deep thought. They don't, it doesn't really matter. So the situation happens, the experience happens, life changes. And that's just how it is. My experiences with my mother used to be negative, was a perfect example, but then I meditated on it, put out the desire, made a conscious, focused effort to be more positive in the kitchen, and now there's no problems. We're good. Love you.